Hello, YouTube, and welcome to another exciting game of Deaths of Athazar. This is between Viktor Plenko and Mazin Harbi. This was played in the UAE, specifically in Dubai. And I have to say, this is one of the shortest games ever played. I'm going to find out why. Viktor Plenko is from Serbia, and I introduced him to the game as I was peddling the card game around some of the game rooms in Dubai. He seemed to like the game and agreed to have one of his games recorded. And Mazin Al Harbi is also an upcoming fan of the game, so he decided to play against Victor at the game room and just off of Jamira. So let's take a look and see who wins the game. These guys decide to play the 5 card game. So as always, at the beginning of Deaths of Athazar, each player is dealt their cards, and then we start with the pass phase, which means that each player has an opportunity to choose a card from their hand and pass it face down to the person that's opposite of them. And if they have a hunter card, they're allowed to pass 2. So let's take a look at the first pass phase here. On the first pass phase, Victor decides to pass over the sailor, and Mazin passes over the renegade. One of the reasons probably Mazin passed over the renegade because he had that powerful magician card, and he also had princess. And because the princess can be played as any card, and the power of the magician is to get rid of 2 cards at the same time, he wanted to either get rid of 2 brawlers or a princess and another card. Now, Victor has pretty much a hand of killers, and he has the powerful prince card, which is a disruption card, which allows him to, if he plays that card, it allows him to force Mazin to take a card from the deck. All right, Victor starts off first, and he went ahead and had his archer kill the renegade. Trying to get rid of the archer first, because the archer, even though it's a kill card, he is one of those killers that is very hard to get rid of. The archer only kills even number cards, and there are very few even number cards when you're playing a game of DOA. All right, Mazin decides to go ahead and use the magician to get rid of a pair. And he decides to get rid of the wise man and the princess to create a wise man pair. That's a good move because he wants to try to keep the brawler and the sailor together, because the brawler kills the sailor, and he probably uses that as his next kill on the next play. Now, after each player has played their turn, then we go through the deal phase. And on the deal phase, Mazin ends up getting an assassin, and Victor ends up getting a brawler. Now, with Mazin with 3 cards left, and Victor has 4, Mazin is in a better position because he has the assassin, and the assassin is very much a powerful card because the assassin can kill any card in the deck, and so no matter what card he passes over, he'll have a kill on the next play. So they go ahead and do the pass, and Mazin decides to pass his the sailor, and Victor gets rid of the renegade. Now the renegade gets rid of an odd number, but since the only odd numbers Victor had at that point was the assassin, and of course you never want to kind of use your renegade to kill an assassin, because assassin is more powerful than a renegade. You want to use an assassin to kill something like a wise man or a sailor, or maybe even a hunter, because hunter has a value of 3. You also may want to get rid of a merchant if the merchant is not beneficial for you for a trade. So Mazin goes first, and he went ahead and used his assassin to kill off the brawler, leaving him with a kill card, so that on the next deal phase, he'll have an advantage of being able to kill on the next play. That he doesn't know that Victor has a disruption card, so he may be disrupted. And Victor sees that Mazin has 1 card, so he goes ahead and plays Brawler, kills a sailor, and If it were me, I would have played the prince right off just to keep Mazin off balance. I want to try to get rid of much of his card as possible so that he will have less cards, so that on the next play, he's going to have to use the prince to keep Mazin from winning the game. But on the pass phase, Viktor ends up getting a hunter, which is definitely a good card here. And in fact, this is probably the end of the game here, because with a hunter and a assassin and a prince on the pass, no matter what Mazin passes him, Viktor can win the game by killing it with the assassin. And because he was lucky enough to get the hunter, he really doesn't need to use the prince, so he's just going to pass the hunter and the prince over so that he can feed Mazin an extra card. Mazin ends up passing over Wise Man, and because he was passing over the Wise Man, there was pretty much nothing he could do. And leaving Viktor with the assassin, he is able to kill off the Wise Man and win the game. So that is between Viktor Plenko and Mazin Harbi. If you'd like to see more games of Death of Athazar, don't hesitate to share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time.